Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cryptonews Weekly Roundup. Your hosts here, Zahab and Rachel Wolfson. We're buzzing as always. Pretty good week across the board. Rachel, great to see you again. How are you doing this lovely morning?
Doing well, Matt. And yes, this has been an exciting week. The government shutdown has finally ended in the United States. So I'm very excited to chat all about that and get into it.
Let's jump into it. Also, pretty wild on the government shutdown. I did see some wild takes on Twitter, folks. We'll save that for maybe next week. However, let's get into it. We prayed for some green last week and we got some green. Bitcoin, Solana are the only two on the 7-day chart, as you can see, that are down. Solana's down just under 2.7%. Bitcoin is down just under 1%. Currently hovering at about 100,000, 1K per Bitcoin. Ethereum is up 2 ticks. XRP, biggest gainer of the week. One of the biggest gainers up 8%. BNB up 2%. Hyperliquid, pretty even. Chainlink up 5. Bitcoin Cash making the top 14 again. I don't know anyone who uses Bitcoin Cash. Rachel, I don't think you do either, but it's up 10% and it is at 518 per BCH, not BCT, per BCH. Jumping right into it. Biggest news of the week. No questions asked. Government shutdown. It has ended.
Yes, Matt. So this is really important for all of us located in the United States, like myself. So the U.S. government shutdown relief has lifted Bitcoin above 105K. Risk appetite improved after Washington moved towards ending the federal shutdown, and crypto rose with the shift in tone. The Senate cleared a procedural hurdle on a funding package that would restore agency operations and provide back pay if enacted. Reuters reported the advance on November 10th, 2025. Bitcoin reclaimed levels north of 105,000 on relief buying, while sentiment gauges stayed cautious, with the crypto and fear greed index logged in the fear zone. The split between price and mood captures a market reacting to policy progress, yet still managing damage from recent downturns.
Well said, Rachel. Guys, as always, we record on Thursdays. This epi airs on Friday. What happened last night on Wednesday night, which has been the biggest news today, the U.S. government shutdown has officially come to an end. President Trump signed a bill to fund the government, bringing a close to the longest government shutdown in history. Absolutely wild. Again, bill passed last night on Wednesday, despite Republicans' narrow margin and the victory. And in the House, the majority of Polymarket bettors predicted the U.S. government shutdown would end sometime between November 12th and November 13th. 88% of Polymarket bettors believe that the U.S. government shutdown would have been finished by this coming Friday. Polymarket and Kalshi and prediction markets as a whole, guys, are becoming such a key part of really our everyday life. They are right more often than not. It's pretty wild to see some, maybe one of the larger pieces of product market fit in all of crypto. Rachel, Samurai Wallet is in the news. This is such a throwback. I haven't spoke about Samurai Wallet since probably 2021. So this was a crazy one. And their key developer is going behind bars. He slammed in jail.
Yeah, Matt. So Samurai Wallet developer Keonne Rodriguez was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison on Thursday for operating a crypto mixing service that laundered over $200 million in illicit funds. Rodriguez, who apologized to the court, was also ordered to pay $250,000 and will surrender to authorities on December 19th. Keonne Rodriguez's defense noted that he lived in a $250,000 home in Harmony, Pennsylvania. Unlike SBF, he is an engineer and he's a warm family man. Rodriguez agreed with what his counsel said, and he stated, "In my letter, I wanted it to be personal. I've been silent for 18 months. I wanted to bring my story to you. This is insane, and I just can't wait to see how this plays out, and we can't keep seeing this happen. It is really too bad to see this."
Probably the most wild piece of news this week, guys. The Bank of England is proposing a 20,000 British pound individual cap on systemic stablecoin holdings to prevent significant deposit outflows from commercial banks. This is absolutely insane. This is why everyone is leaving the UK. I would, if I'm a betting man, and I am a betting man, I would assume Canada will probably follow, unfortunately. Deputy Governor Sarah Breeden defended the restrictions as necessary to prevent rapid deposit outflows from commercial banks that could threaten credit availability, while promising the caps would be removed once the transition no longer posed a risk to the UK economy. Guys, we know how this works. It doesn't work like that. They're not just going to say, oh, it's 20K cap, and then they're going to crank it up to 100. It's going to go to 20, and it'll probably be even lower. Pretty wild stuff there. Big no bueno for me by the Bank of England. What can you do? How are some positive news? Our friends over at Ledger, the Cryptonews team, and loves the Ledger team, they are buzzing and are weighing a New York listing. That would be an absolute treat, Rachel.
Yeah, so Ledger is planning a New York listing or private fundraise next year as demand for crypto security devices reaches record highs. Try saying that 3 times fast, Matt. The company's 2025 revenues hit triple-digit millions, securing about $100 billion in Bitcoin for customers worldwide. Rising crypto thefts exceeded $2.1 billion this year, and that's driving investors towards Ledger's cold storage wallets for safer asset protection. Yes, good call. That makes complete sense.
Ledger IPO would be absolutely lovely, and we would love that. Another name I haven't heard in quite some time, Willy Woo, back in the news. On-chain analyst and one of the crypto goats, Willy Woo, issued a guide urging Bitcoin holders to move coins from Taproot addresses to older formats that conceal public keys behind cryptographic hashes. The whole point of this, guys, is quantum computing. It is accelerating at an exponential pace, and the Bitcoin community still remains divided over the urgency and effectiveness of migration strategies as the quantum timelines continue to compress toward the late 2020s. Everyone's saying Q day, which is the day that quantum computers can break current encryption standards, can break in 2029, and it is becoming quicker and quicker every single day. So a little bit scary there, but hopefully we should be fine. Pretty wild stuff. Rachel, you love this one. You're a Texan. Well, you're half Cali, half Texan. However, Coinbase leaving Delaware. Elon Musk was on Twitter chirping Delaware. But again, Coinbase, one of the best crypto companies in the whole world, leaving Delaware for your amazing state of Texas.
Yep, Matt. And definitely, I am a Texan, born and raised in Dallas. And I have a feeling Austin is going to get a lot busier now that Coinbase has announced plans to leave Delaware and reincorporate in Texas, a move that Chief Legal Officer Paul Grewal described as a strategic decision to align with the company's long-term vision for new product development and regulatory efficiency. The decision marks a rare departure from Delaware, long considered the premier corporate domicile in the U.S. for its business-friendly laws and established judicial framework. Coinbase's shift shows a growing trend of companies exploring alternative states, offering more agile or tech-forward regulatory environments, such as Texas.
We absolutely love to see it. I've only been to Austin, but I absolutely loved Austin. So shout out Texas. Okay, Zcash in the news again. It's been like six straight weeks, tongue twister. Rachel, that we have spoke about Zcash on the Cryptonews Weekly Roundup, and we have some big news this week. The Winklevoss twins launched the world's first Zcash DAT. As privacy demands hit record highs. Zcash present day is trading at around $450, give or take. Crazy volatility hit a high of 723. Earlier today, the Winklevoss twins launched the world's first digital asset treasury focused on Zcash through the newly rebranded Cypherpunk Technologies, formerly NASDAQ-listed Leap Therapeutics. The Cambridge biotech firm secured a $58.8 million private placement led by Winklevoss Capital, immediately deploying $50 million purchase into Zcash at an average price of $245 per Zcash, and they snagged 203,775 Zcash, aka ZEC. Wow, buzzing. Shout out Winklevoss twins, well done. Rachel, last piece of news this week. Circle, now publicly traded, now listed. Pretty big Q3 profit. We love to see it.
Yeah, Matt. So Circle Internet Group reported a strong third quarter for fiscal year 2025, with USDC circulation reaching $73.7 billion, up 108% year over year. The surge in stablecoin usage drove total revenue and reserve income to $740 million, marking a 66% increase from the same period in 2024. Net income climbed 202% to $214 million, while adjustable EBITDA rose 78% to $166 million, reflecting Circle's operating efficiency and growing scale. Average USDC in circulation rose to 67.8 billion, up 97% from last year, despite a slight drop in reserve return rates due to lower yields. So yeah, big news about USDC and Circle.
Well said, Rachel. Guys, this marks another episode of the Cryptonews Weekly Roundup, episode number 70. Crazy. It's been a year and a couple months so far, and we love doing this with you guys. If you love them, and we hope you do, please do subscribe, hammer that like button. There would mean the world to our team. Speaking of our team, we love you guys. Thank you so much for everything. And to the viewers, appreciate it as always. Have a great week. We'll see you on the next one, and all the best. Ciao.
Thanks, Matt. See you guys next week. Bye.